As you can tell, the music's up higher today because I've been suspecting that the roommates can actually hear me with the music on. I thought it was before, so I have put it up higher. Basically, what's new in terms of my life? I'm a procrastinator and don't feel like getting anything done today. I just feel like using my day off to lounge around, and that's basically it. I don't want to do work. I don't want to work on these menus that have to get done. I don't want to put this website on a disk. I just feel like lounging around. I don't even feel like going to the gym, but I should. And as you can tell, my fitness program hasn't started yet. That starts on May 16th, so it's still a good 2 weeks away, and I have been using these 2 weeks to just eat all the shit I want to eat, with the exception that I cut out all caffeine, which means I'm not eating any chocolate whatsoever, which is good because I was addicted to chocolate, and I was addicted to Coke, not cocaine, of course. I was addicted to Coca-Cola, so now those things are both gone out of my diet. Don't want to see them anymore, don't want to smell them, don't want to eat them. And the reason for that is I'm actually taking some pills that have adverse side effects if I have caffeine. You can probably guess what kind of pills they are based on those hints there. Kind of embarrassed to say, but probably shouldn't even talk about this anymore. Further news, I saw a program last night on the Native Americans. It was pretty depressing the way that English settlers and all the people from Europe that traveled to settle the country, how they treated the Indians. And it was basically ethnic cleansing. It was basically as bad as the Holocaust. Now I know you guys are probably a little skeptical, like, how can anything be as bad as the Holocaust? But you probably are only thinking that because Holocaust is closer to our point in time. In a historical standpoint, there's actually live footage of the Holocaust. There's photos and movies, like short little clips and things to really bring that part of the past to life. But in terms of the Indians back in the 1830s, that was before photography was invented. I think it was invented about 10 years later, but that's besides my point. The point is, we settled America, and we were vulnerable when we came here, and we tried to befriend the Indians because we were afraid that they were all going to kill us, okay? But once we learned more about the Indians, once we settled and built houses and kind of gained more control over our nation's people and then we lived in towns and cities, when we built up substantial towns and houses, we then discovered that Indians aren't so threatening anymore. So, one sec. Once this starts up. Okay, I can talk again. Sorry, I'm ridiculous with that, but that's how it's gonna be because I don't like people listening in. It's not a good feeling. I don't like being judged by my roommates and having to think I talk to myself when I actually talk to the camera. It's kind of similar to talking to myself, but I'm diversing too much. Diverging. So where was I before? Yeah, so the Indians were forced out of their land. The war story is about the Cherokee Indians that were here in southern U.S., like Georgia, Florida, South and North Carolina. These Indians were given a set date to move out of the land by, and if they weren't out at that date, they were all grouped up in the pens, okay? It was sort of similar to being thrown on a train west, okay? They were pushed in groups of thousands west. Thousands of Indians. Native Americans. I call them Indians. It's strange how that term has stuck in a given English language for hundreds of years. But they're pushed west, and they're exposed to elements. They were forced in the winter, the snows came, and they had to travel 800 plus miles in all these weather conditions, walking every day, exhausted. They kept being forced west because crossing over, they'd encounter more white people, more white settlers, didn't want them on their land, and they just had to keep walking. They couldn't stay still. They just, they were forced. They were just forced west, and it was terrible. So that should probably change your mind about your views of German people versus British and French, Dutch, all the settlers that came here. They were pretty brutal people, and you'd think that Hitler was bad. Everyone that was in America was in fact deciding to do this. It wasn't just one dictator controlling the mass populace. It was people in each colony, each county, deciding this amongst their small towns, amongst themselves, and conferring that all the Americans should be wiped out. And there were some humane people, as there were some humane German people in the time of the Holocaust. There were some humane people that tried to fight against this mass removal of people. But I'm kind of sidetracking myself, and I'm really focused on this video anymore, so